If you're responsible for revenue, you know the feeling, and I've been there myself. Sales are slowing down, the forecast is sleeping, targets are becoming harder to reach, and suddenly everyone wants action. The pressure to act fast is huge. After more than 25 years leading commercial transformations, I noticed something very interesting. When revenue starts falling, the biggest danger is often not the market, it is how the organization reacts. I've seen strong companies turn a temporary slowdown into a much bigger problem simply because they choose the wrong response and the price they pay is higher than the short term benefits they enjoyed. So, today I want to share the 5 mistakes I've seen most often throughout my career and what works better instead. Spoiler alert, even if they start with good intentions, none of these actions really work. Because what you need to do is to act wisely and not just act fast. So let's start with the mistake number one. Mistake number one is to increase pressure on the team. This is usually the first reaction, and I'm guilty. I've done that. You expect more calls, you expect more activity, you expect more urgency, more pressure, and it feels logical. But in my experience, pressure without direction rarely produces better results. It's exactly like doing the same, only a bit harder, and expecting different results. What it does produce is exhaustion, frustration, and lower morale, sometimes even burnouts, and eventually weaker performance. Also, because the pressure will be transferred to the clients whether you want it or not during the exchanges with your sales reps. So, what matters is focused activity, the right conversations with the right prospects at the right time. Let's go to mistake number two, adding more internal meetings. Because when sales decline, calendars tend to fill up quickly. Review meetings, pipeline meetings, forecast meetings, update meetings, fill the gap meetings. I've seen that. The irony is that every hour spent in an internal meeting is an hour lost, not spent with customers. So before scheduling another meeting, ask yourself, will this help us sell more? Or will it simply help us feel more in control? And it's just a feeling, by the way. Those are not the same things. Mistake number three, the last minute incentives for the sales reps. And I'm in favor of bonuses for sales reps, of course. But a sudden bonus plan to dynamize the sales team is not always the right thing to do. And it's supposed to look like decisive leadership. But teams don't always see it that way. It sends a different message. Why now? Would be the first question they ask. Because incentives only work when they support an existing strategy. They don't replace a strategy. And here's another question leaders often forget. Does the incentive match the sales cycle? So if it takes 6 months to close a deal, an incentive for every new deal signed in a month will have zero or very little impact. In summary, you expect your sales reps to be motivated on something they know almost for sure cannot happen. Let's go into the mistake number four now, which is to increase reporting instances. This one happens almost everywhere in any company of all sizes. So, more reporting, more dashboards, often new dashboards that are created ad hoc for this very specific requirement, and then everybody's busy with the reporting of all kinds. And I've seen this happen many times. And yet, I have never seen reporting itself improve sales performance. Never. It has never happened. And trust me, I don't believe it will ever happen. And the goal is not to measure more. The goal is to improve the activities that generate more business. So the job of the sales leader is to help increase revenue by removing the tasks and the environment that's not helping selling, and to help the organization, the sales organization, focus on increasing productivity, supporting customer facing time, and removing any hurdle that's going to prevent you from selling to the client. Worse, in that very specific case, It's going to create a gap between the sales reps and their leaders who seem to be more interested in controlling numbers and compiling numbers and dashboards than to create the conditions for success. The fifth and last mistake that often happens in many companies, and it costs a lot of money and it creates a lot of damage, that is to provide discounts to clients in the hope of closing more business quicker. A lot of challenges come from that discounting habit. It gives the wrong signal to the client who will be taught on how to wait to get discounts from the client. It moves the sales reps from discussing and selling value to selling discounts. And it has a cost and a price in terms of lost margin. So these are five immediate actions that are often taken because of the pressure to act fast and are often mistakes. And although they are paid with good intentions, and the intentions are good, they often backfire and create more damage than the benefits they were expecting to deliver. Now I propose to you to look at a next video where we're going to discuss on the activities and the actions to take into account so that your revenues will go up instead of putting the stress on acting fast, but instead acting wisely. Let's discuss next time. Thank you.